Hey MVPs, Patreon, YouTube, whoever's watching this damn video. Shout out to all you guys. I'm Rico Knows, and if you didn't know, I pick fights. So here we are, UFC Abu Dhabi main event. Cory Sandhagen versus Umar Nurmagomedov. We'll start with Cory Sandhagen first. He's 17-4, a rangy striker, if you will, kind of crafty dude. Really like him. You know, he's a guy to cheer for. He's an American. And you see him in his career, he's been able to go on a little bit of a win streak, lose to Aljamain Sterling, get submitted, and then he's been fighting top-tier competition, beating up Frankie Edwards back in 2021. Back-to-back losses to Dillashaw and Peter Yan, not bad, like world-class fighters, if you will. And then going out there and winning some fights against some other guys. I just talked about the sleepwalker Marlon Vera. He'll always lose the first round. But he did fight Song Yadong and Rob Font. So, yeah, good fighter. People believe in his striking acumen. He does have 7 wins by knockout, never been knocked out. Okay, and submissions, well, he's gotten a couple, and he's only been subbed once. Shout out to Aljamain Sterling. On the flip side, he's fighting Umar Nurmagomedov. This is Khabib's cousin. This is a wrestler. This is the most dominant wrestler you're going to see, blah, blah, blah. He's undefeated, 17-0. He does strike pretty hard. If you saw that fight against Al-Kaman or whatever, Bezcat, we picked that fight, and he went out there and he struck all day long. I want to say he won that fight 30-25 on some scorecards, if you remember correctly. But he's really fought no one. He's fought a bunch of scrubs on the regional scene, people you don't know, you've never heard of. And then when he got to the UFC, I mean, Brian Kelleher is not the guy. If anything, all the guys he fought, Cory Sandhagen would have body bagged all these dudes. Really, really. So this is about styles making fights, okay? This is about Cory Sandhagen never having fought a real wrestler. If you look at Cory Sandhagen's career and his kind of path, Rob Font's a striker, Chito Vera's a striker, Song Yadong. Let me say this about Song Yadong. In this fight, people started believing in Song Yadong. That's how good of a performance he put up. He fought so well in a loss that people started respecting him moving forward. That's never good if you're Cory Sandhagen. Peter Yan, a striker from Russia. TJ Dillashaw, a striker. Frankie Edgar, I guess you would consider him a good wrestler. But at some point around here, you've never really messed with anybody. And the guy that could wrestle submitted you. I don't think Cory Sandhagen matches up well with Nurmagomedov, with Umar. Like I don't think it's a real thing. And I think the odds makers are aware of this, right? It's a -300. Now, I'm giving this video away for free, so I'm not going to show you guys my card with all the picks, props, and parlays for every single fight on the fight card. If you want that, please go to Patreon, become an MVP. Shout out to all the members. We have over 4,000 MVPs for a reason. And then shout out to YouTube. You can be a member on YouTube as well if you just hit the join button. We have about, I don't know, 300 or 400 on YouTube. But the point I'm trying to make is when you look at this fight, this individual fight here, it's obvious Nurmagomedov's supposed to win this fight and win in dominant fashion. I think he's going to be incredibly strong. I picked a picture with the two of them with their shirts off so you can see their physique. And one dude is very, very defined. Now, 5 rounds of getting smothered and just kind of frustrated is difficult. Yes, I know Sandhagen trains with a good team. I know his coach. I know his striking. I know all that. He just hasn't been put in there with somebody who's going to just go out there and pressure you and be boring. And like last card, right? We just talked about this on the last card where you had an undefeated wrestler and the UFC said, you better do something more or we're going to cut you. You better not just be getting takedowns or we're going to cut you. Shout out to him. And Dana White after the fight says, yeah, PFL is going to get a pretty good fighter because they're cutting him. And they try to tell it to the internet about its fighting style. That's bullshit because we have guys on this card from Dagestan, from Russia, with beards and no mustache. We have guys on this card that all they do is wrestle. All they do is wrestle. It's as boring as hell. It's lay and pray. It's frustrating. They just get on your back and they just go out there. They don't try to scrap. It'll be a boring main event. I'm so grateful this card starts in the middle of the day and we don't have to stay up all night for 25 minutes of humping another man. But that's what's about to happen. So I think Nurmagomedov wins this fight. I think it's very dominant. I don't even think if Sandhagen cracks him, right, like really connects on him, I don't think it's going to matter. I think he's going to be able to go right through that strike and get a takedown. It's just how I feel. I don't think Cory Sandhagen has the takedown defense to stop this. We don't know. Let me say this, though. This is a lock, by the way. It's a lock on the card. And it's something you guys need to learn from in last week's card. And that is, don't parlay all your locks. Don't parlay all your locks, because then you're waiting till the main event and it'll make or break your night. If you parlay all the locks, the main event will make or break your night, and you never want that to happen. So round robin your picks, and we're going to talk about that betting strategy in the next video, the one only for MVPs, where I sit down and I talk about the entire card, every prop, parlay, and thing that I think you should make, and every bet you should make. And one thing you guys all need to do is be very careful when somebody says this is a lock and it's the last fight of the night. That means everything you did before the main event will be dependent on whether or not you get this right, and you don't want that to happen to you. Personally, you don't want to be those MVPs on the outside looking in. So your friends don't know, but Rico knows. Give me Umar Nurmagomedov. It's a lock. Please watch all the other videos. Become an MVP. You'll get all the betting advice you can. Good luck, y'all. Peace.